Speaking of four could be a bit of a magic number for Liverpool this season, because as things stand, Liverpool are still very much in the mix of all four competitions, of course. That elusive quadruple is a potential. Listen, it's November, it's about to be December in a few hours' time, but Mick, realistically, we've seen a good chunk of this Liverpool side now, this Liverpool 2.0. I think we were all sort of quite thankful that it's Europa League football in many senses. Yeah, we miss Champions League. We spoke earlier on about missing the Champions League anthem. Of course we do. But given how off it we were last year, and we knew how big a job it was going to be over the summer, and the fact we have completely rebuilt the midfield, we probably needed that sort of step down, because what it's done in many senses is allowed us to rest, rotate, get minutes into some lads, bring in some young lads as well, and sort of up their experience. We Joel Quansah tonight, another big performance from him. So where are you at with Liverpool now in terms of the Europa League, obviously, because as I mentioned earlier, into the last 16 now, it's all looking rosy on that front, but more generally in terms of what this Liverpool side in particular is capable of this season?
Yeah, I mean it's hard. I think it's still hard to say. I think what are we, 13 games into the league, 2 points off it, going really well, so you can't complain. But I think we need to have a bit of luck with injuries. I think Alisson and the Jota one, Jota's probably going to be back New Year, Alisson back, maybe United Arsenal time. So we just need to keep people fit. I know that's an easy thing to say, and it's obviously a hard thing to do. But I think we've got the quality in there. I think it's just one of them. It's hard to predict because it feels like we've seen a lot of Liverpool games, but it's still a small sample size in terms of what we can go on and achieve. I think the City game was a good litmus test to put us up against the beast that they are, as annoying as they are. They're so good, and I think
they're the standard bearer, aren't they?
Exactly. You need to match them, and I think we did that. And I think the games coming up December, the ones we were talking about earlier, Dan, the United, West Ham, Arsenal, 6 days all at home. They're that's going to be
that's my Christmas. I can't wait for that little it is.
It's a crimbo party to be adding it, that hopefully. But yeah, I think Europa League, I mean, it depends what happens, of course. We haven't got to play till March now, but whoever drops down from Champions League and whatever, United probably, hopefully. But yeah, I think with the cups and stuff, we've got West Ham, of course, and all that, but yeah, it's just exciting, I think, because there's all these players like Szoboszlai didn't get on tonight. He's been tremendous. McAllister and Gakpo's come back in. He's been out in the cold a little bit because Jota's injured, so he's coming in. Nunes comes on earlier than I expected today. So there's players coming in that you look at going, everyone's proper hungry, and it's that, isn't it? That's what you need. Like Klopp keeps saying, 2.0, and Klopp, Liverpool reloaded and all that stuff. But I think it's proof's in the pudding. We need to go out there and we need to perform every week, and so far there's no complaints from me. I think it's as long as we keep that going and stay injury free as much as we can, I think we've got a massive chance to just quietly go under the radar. I don't like talking about the title too early, and I know people throw us into the mix and all that because we've done what we've done in the past, but as long as we keep rumbling along nicely, then there's no reason why we can't do all of it.
Bro, I said it tongue in cheek from before a ball was even kicked. After what City did last year winning the treble, watch this Liverpool side go on to win the shit quad now. They won't give us our flowers for it, but if we win the shit quad, it will be absolute bedlam, because look, City are already out the League Cup, which makes us strong favourites for it. I know we've got to take on West Ham at home, but then it would be in the semi-finals at that point, and then you're looking at teeing up that run in the new year with a big final, a lot of momentum going into it. I've said as long as we can be between 2 and 4 points come the end of January, I reckon the senior players that have been there and done it look at the other lads, look at the new lads and go, this is what it's about. And now this is all the hard work you have put in since you have come in. This is where the hard work starts from here now. If you are up for it, not saying we're going to put the pressure on you, but if you are up for it, we're going into it with the same mentality that we went into it when we won the Champions League, when we went and won the league. And if it feels excellent, if you can't stand the heat, get out the kitchen, because we're going to find out what characters we've got. And I think it's about testing that group of players more than anything else, because I don't think the expectation is for us to win the quad or for us to win 3 or 2, whatever it might be. But I think they need to know, the new lads that we've got in, are they about that life? Are they winners?
Exactly.
And I think that's where the conversations would be. And even if we fall short of final, we've done it before. Last day of the league, lost it to City, but the lads looked around and seen we're a group of winners. Us. And if we didn't do it this, we'll do it regardless. We'll do it next year. And I think that'll be the real test for us more than anything else. And of course, we would all love to see trophies come the end of it all the hard work, all of the, the games played. But I still think when I take the tongue-in-cheek aspect out of it, it may still be a season too soon to say we'd go on a crazy, title charge and go and win multiple competitions. But I do think that there will be silverware for Liverpool at the end of this season. In one shape or another, I genuinely think this team is good enough to win silverware as it is. If there was a final play tomorrow, there's only 1-2 teams that could potentially cause us an upset if we play 11 versus 11. So I'm confident. We're still in the competitions. We've just got to put the work on the pitch now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what I will say, we're ahead of our sort of schedule when it comes to development on this side, because you mentioned there you build a title winning team regardless of the trophy really, but certainly the Premier League, you build that. So if we are to sort of challenge for that, we're miles ahead of schedule, you know what I mean? But it does feel like you mentioned there a couple of times, like in terms of the mentality, the likes of Szoboszlai in particular, he screams out of this, doesn't he, when you talk about who's the winners, who's the lads.
fucking won a World Cup. Do you know what I mean? So they are already proven winners to an extent, but it's what we do with this crop of players together.
But when you think about the lads, who do you think's the one's going to really be up for the fight? You do think about him, don't you? Because he's well up for this, isn't he? You know what I mean? So it's exciting, Mick. We've said it there. It's really exciting.
It is. It's a test that, I agree with Errol completely. We know test of quality. I don't think it's undoubted how good we are. It's a test of character and all in Brendan Rodgers buzzwords like personality and creativity.
The envelope over there.
It's one of them. It's a test of that, and I think in their own right, I think, like we mentioned there, McAllister and Szoboszlai, we know. But as a collective, we need to go and do that. And it's it might be a season too early, but I think again, if we just sneak along nicely and just try and quietly go about our work as quiet as we can without.
I was loving the fact that Spurs were top of the league a couple of weeks ago, because it was like another team there that you've got to talk about them because they're top. You've still got to talk about Arsenal because they did it last season. You can't not talk about City because they're the reigning champions. Little old Liverpool just doing their thing. Getting forgotten about. And I think the players are probably appreciating the extra eyes and attention on other teams at the minute, because before long it will be February, it will be March, it will be the business end of the season, and if you're still in and amongst it, you won't be able to have a conversation about a title charge or without Liverpool being in it. So just keep doing what Liverpool are doing. Don't let don't let it get to your heads this stage of the season. Just stay on course. As you said, we are ahead of our trajectory in that respect. There could still be reinforcements to strengthen what this squad are already capable of, and if that happens, other players coming back, the ones obvious that we don't need to name, but if it happens and it all boils up at the right time, it is very likely that this Liverpool do turn this season into a massive success.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and the squad, we've seen it throughout this Europa League, just to bring it back to it, because again tonight you mentioned Szoboszlai and McAllister, neither of them even got on the pitch tonight, and that's sort of testament to just how strong this squad is now. Harvey Elliott, I thought, was outstanding. Curtis Jones comes into the game. Gavin Birches again, it's a joy to watch when he's at full flight. We mentioned Kwanzaa, brilliant. Even the defensive options we've got now at our disposal. Andy Robertson to come back in at some point in the near future. We all know the strength and depth we've got in attack. You got Kate Gordon, Connor Bradley on the bench tonight. Ben Doak is a live wire. I love Ben Doak, so it's all good. Just to finish, I just want to run through the teams currently in third in the Champions League just quickly in the group. Galatasaray, Lens, Braga, RB Salzburg, Feyenoord, Newcastle. That could change. This could all change.
That last one's going to change.
Young Boys, Shakhtar Donetsk. That's a mad group. Antwerp lost every game. So nothing to be really fearful of there. That group of death, Dortmund, PSG, Newcastle, Milan, that could well flip at some
There'll be a
point
heavy hitter from there.
Yeah, possibly.
Can't avoid it, really.
Exactly, 100%. And just in Europa League itself, West Ham and Freiburg both qualified as well from their group. Marseille and Brighton likewise. This is a tight group. Real Betis, Rangers could still get through. Okay, Atalanta or Sporting are both through already. Liverpool and Toulouse pretty much through. Their goal difference is better with us. Stade Rennes and Villarreal through as well. Slavia Prague and Roma through. And Bayer Leverkusen have absolutely pissed their group. 5 out of 5.
I need you to go to one Champions League team and let me know where they currently are.
Go
Sevilla.
on, 1 second. Okay, yeah, good point. Yeah.
Where is Sevilla in all of this madness?
Karabag and Mold are currently tied on 7 points in the Europa League group, and Sevilla are.
Come on.
I feel like Sevilla won last night. Oh, they didn't. They drew last night. Okay. Sevilla are bottom of their group, 3 points behind in Arsenal's group, with 1 game to go and 2 goal difference better than, so they could still.
So Sevilla can still sneak into the. Okay, we'll keep an eye on that.
All bets are off if that happens. But to finish, I'm going to ask you both the same question. I want 1-word answer from both of you. Okay, are we going to Dublin?
I am.
Are we going to
Regardless.
Dublin?
Of course.
Okay, sound. That'll do.